You have to have a well-rounded education. Now, I'm sure we all heard that phrase back when we were in school and we were sitting through all those boring classes that we just really did not want to have to be subjected to. But guess what? As gun owners, that phrase still applies. We still have to have a well-rounded education. But in this context, it means being familiar with multiple types of firearms. So in today's video, we're going to talk about 5 different types of guns and why you, as a gun owner, should be familiar with them. Why even bother being familiar with multiple types of firearms? When it comes to this question, there's one school of thought out there that says, look, you just need to train with ARs and Glocks. Nothing more, nothing less, anything beyond that, and you're just a collector. Well, my counter argument to that school of thought is this. What if, for whatever reason, you find yourself in a position where you're needing to defend yourself, but you don't have access to your AR and your Glock, and you have to use some other type of gun to defend yourself? It probably would have been a good idea if you'd spend a little bit of time familiarizing yourself with other types of guns instead of just limiting yourself to your AR and your Glock. So for that reason, let's talk about these 5 different types of guns and why you need to be familiar with them. Number 1 on our list is actually an AR-15. I know I just kind of made an argument against the AR, but still, the fact of the matter is that the AR-15 is the most common rifle platform in the United States. And most likely you will be able to get your hands on it no matter what kind of situation you're in. And since the AR is so common here in the United States, you'll most likely also always be able to find 5.56 and 2.23 to feed your hungry AR-15. Along with ammo just being everywhere, parts are also everywhere. No matter what may break on your AR, most likely you'll always be able to find a replacement part for your rifle. Now, as we talked about before here on the channel, ARs are super easy and intuitive to use, and most likely your buddies are going to have an AR of some sort lying around, so you'll always be able to interchange mags and ammo and parts with them. And really, the support network that the AR platform has is pretty much second to none. So you definitely can't go wrong with learning how to use an AR-15. But despite the fact that the AR is so common and so well supported here in the United States, it's still not the only pebble on the beach when it comes to the gun world, and you definitely shouldn't limit yourself to just the AR platform. Number 2 on our list is a semi-automatic pistol. Like the AR platform, semi-autos are literally everywhere. Now, when it comes to availability for mags and parts and ammo, those things are also going to be everywhere for the most common platforms like Glocks and Smith & Wessons and 1911s. So no matter what kind of situation you may find yourself in, whether it's an anti-tyranny situation or a zombie apocalypse situation, most likely you'll be able to get your hands on those parts, mags, and ammo for those common platforms. The most common semi-auto pistols are also super easy to accessorize and upgrade with all the tactical doodads like red dots and lights and suppressors, all that cool stuff. And really, no loadout is complete without some sort of reliable sidearm, so you as a gun owner definitely need to be familiar with how to run a semi-automatic pistol. Before we finish our list of guns that every gun owner should be familiar with, leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on this debate. Should we be familiar with a variety of guns, or should we focus on just 1 or 2 platforms? Also, if I had to guess, YouTube probably isn't going to like this video, so be sure to share the heck out of it and give it a like so that way we can defeat the YouTube anti-gun algorithm. Also, be sure to subscribe to Show Me Firearms and tick the bell for notifications so that way you never miss any of my latest content. Number 3 on our list is a revolver. Now, of course, revolvers aren't as common as semi-automatic pistols, but there's still a ton of them around, and it's a good idea to know how to run one. It's kind of like knowing how to drive a manual transmission vehicle, even though automatics are literally everywhere. It's just good to know how to get back to basics and to keep those fundamental skills alive. Revolvers are also super simple. There's just fewer moving parts on there that can cause a malfunction compared to what you got on a semi-auto. Another area where semi-automatic pistols also kind of come up short compared to a revolver is power, because rounds like 45 ACP or 9mm could never hope to match rounds like .357 Magnum or .44 Magnum which are very common cartridges that you find in a revolver. And again, no loadout or kit is complete without some sort of backup weapon, or heck, even a backup to your backup. Like for me, if I was building up a kit or a loadout, I would have a rifle as my primary offensive weapon, then I would have a semi-automatic pistol as my backup, and then I would probably run a large caliber revolver as a backup to my backup. Number 4 is the AK-47. Now the AK platform is also still very common here in the United States, despite the bias that does exist in this country for the AR platform. So it's definitely a good idea to be familiar with how to run an AK. 7.62x39 is also a super common cartridge, and you'll probably never have an issue getting your hands on ammo for that hungry AK of yours. AKs are also stupid reliable and super easy to maintain out in the field, so what's not to like about that? I'm also starting to see more aftermarket support become available for the AK platform. Like for example, I think Midwest Industries either just came out with, or they're maybe about to come out with a rail system for the AK platform. So that's super exciting to see more aftermarket support for the AK platform. So you definitely don't want to ignore the AK platform, and it's definitely a good idea to be familiar with it. Number 5 on our list is a 12 gauge pump action shotgun. Pump action shotguns are also literally everywhere. No matter what type of situation you may find yourself in, there's probably going to be a pump action shotgun nearby. 12 gauge ammo is also very abundant, very easy to get your hands on, and let's just be honest, if you're in a close quarter situation, there's really not much that can match the power you get out of a round of 12 gauge double-aught buckshot. So if you need to take care of business in close quarters, 12 gauge double-aught buckshot is definitely a great round for the job. Now you might be out there wondering, okay, great, 12 gauge shotgun sounds good, but why does it have to be a pump gun? Why not a semi-auto? Well, the fact of the matter is a pump gun is always going to be more reliable than a semi-automatic because there's just fewer moving parts in there that can cause a malfunction. Also, if your gun gets dirty, you're always going to be able to cycle a pump gun because you yourself are powering the gun. You're not relying on anything else to cycle that next round. So, in my opinion, it's got to be a pump gun because of how stupid, crazy reliable they are. Now, what other types of guns would you add to this list of guns that every gun owner should be familiar with? Or do you think that it's a waste of time to train with multiple types of firearms and you should just focus on being highly proficient with 1 or 2 platforms? Leave your answers in the comment section down below. And if you guys want to see more content just like this, be sure to check out my video on the best type of gun for home defense right up here. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and to check out all the cool stuff in my merch store. And until next time, show me them firearms. Now this is absolutely going to tick the government off. But that's kind of the whole point of the Second Amendment, and that's why we love it so much.